And a scare for Rachael Ray as her house goes up in flames.
It has been a roller coaster ride, quite honestly.
For decades, Rachael Ray has been the smiling face behind quick, comforting recipes and generous-hearted philanthropy, inspiring countless fans with her zest for life and unshakable positivity. But now, at 57, the beloved television chef, whose warmth and infectious energy have brightened millions of kitchens, faces a tragedy that no one could have imagined. What happened to Rachael Ray? Could she possibly be in a terrifying situation? Join us as we uncover the tragedy of Rachael Ray, which has gone beyond heartbreak. The tragedy of Rachael Ray. In 2020, tragedy struck Rachael Ray when her beloved home in Lake Luzerne, New York, was completely destroyed by a massive fire. Almost everything she owned, her cherished possessions, family keepsakes, and personal mementos, was lost in the blaze. Yet, just weeks later, Rachael showed the world what true resilience looks like. She returned to filming, this time in a handmade makeshift kitchen, cooking and sharing her thoughts with her viewers as if nothing had shaken her spirit. The image of her smiling amid the ashes, confidently facing the camera, quickly became a powerful symbol of courage and perseverance, inspiring audiences around the globe. Through it all, Rachael has held on to one simple truth. I'm not a chef, I'm a cook who cooks out of love. That heartfelt statement became the guiding light of her entire career. Rachael never went to culinary school, never claimed the title of professional chef, and it was precisely this honesty, humility, and genuine warmth that drew millions to her. Her story isn't just about personal success, it's a beacon of inspiration. She proved that you don't need a perfect start or fancy credentials to accomplish extraordinary things. What you truly need is passion, creativity, and unwavering determination. To the world, Rachael Ray is more than a cook. She is a strong, fearless woman with vision and drive, someone who dared to take a simple idea and turn it into a lasting legacy. Her journey shows that even the simplest ideas can have the power to change lives. Through sincerity, energy, and constant evolution, she transformed her name into an icon, not just in the culinary world, but in the hearts of millions worldwide. How was Rachael Ray's career journey? When did she come to the spotlight? Let's find out. Rachael Ray's career journey. The 1990s opened an exciting new chapter in Rachael Ray's life, a time defined by sheer determination and an unquenchable desire to learn. In her early 20s, she began working at Macy's, one of New York City's most famous department stores. Starting from the ground up, she steadily climbed the ranks until she reached a management position. This was more than just a job. It was her first real taste of responsibility and the inner workings of a bustling business. After Macy's, Rachael moved on to work at Agata and Valentina, an upscale food market where she could truly hone her skills. Here, she learned to understand exactly what customers wanted, to choose the highest quality ingredients, and to manage the flow of supplies efficiently. These lessons became the backbone of the cooking philosophy she would later become famous for. Practical, approachable, and designed for real-life kitchens. At Macy's, she had not only learned management, but also discovered a deeper truth. People wanted meals that were quick, simple, and satisfying. Food that fit into busy lives without sacrificing taste or quality. Rachael further expanded her experience by managing a city pub, where she handled day-to-day operations and experimented with a variety of ingredients and cuisines. Each of these roles built her expertise, helped her form valuable connections, and deepened her understanding of the food world. By the age of 30, Rachael had earned a strong reputation as a skilled food buyer. Yet, despite her growing success, New York City had begun to take its toll. She lived in Queens, worked grueling 100-hour weeks, and struggled through the relentless pace of the city that often seemed to give little in return. The constant stress and danger eventually pushed her to the brink. Fate, it seemed, had a way of forcing change. In a 2007 interview with People magazine, Rachael recalled a terrifying week. "I got mugged twice in 1 week. My dad said, 'Aren't you ready to leave yet?' During one attack, a man slammed her against a door and pressed a gun to her back. She escaped only because she had pepper spray that her father had given her. Just days later, the same attacker dragged her into an alley and beat her with the gun. That single week was life-changing. Rachael realized she had to leave New York, not just to escape fear, but to rediscover herself. She returned upstate, seeking a slower pace and a life closer to her roots. There, she began managing several local pubs and restaurants, sharing her love of food with the community. During this time, she also organized small summer cooking classes for local enthusiasts. One class, titled 30-Minute Mediterranean Meals, unexpectedly became a sensation. The intimate sessions in a cozy space caught the attention of local media, leading to appearances on Albie's Evening News. From this format, Rachael developed her first show, 30-Minute Meals, the beginning of her legendary career. It was in a local specialty food store that the spark for her signature approach truly ignited. Rachael noticed how many customers struggled with complicated recipes and meal prep at home. That observation became the foundation of her revolutionary idea: teaching people to cook complete, satisfying meals in just 30 minutes. At a time when most chefs focused on gourmet complexity, her approach was bold, fresh, and deeply practical. Her cooking demonstrations quickly drew attention from the local community. With her clear, friendly style and approachable charm, Rachael won over audiences from her very first session. The concept of 30-minute meals was simple but brilliant. Create delicious, home-cooked dishes that busy people could make themselves, without stress or confusion. As the new millennium approached, Rachael reached a turning point that would change her life forever. In 2001, she appeared on The Today Show, and in just a few minutes, she captivated the nation with her warmth, energy, and genuine love for cooking. That moment didn't just bring her national recognition. It opened the door to a major opportunity: a contract with the Food Network, launching the career that would make Rachael Ray a household name. Was Rachael's career all about the kitchen? Or did she go beyond that? Let's take a closer look. Rachael Ray Media Empire. In 2006, Rachael Ray made a bold leap beyond the kitchen and into the hearts of mainstream audiences with the launch of The Rachael Ray Show, a daytime talk show that combined cooking, personal stories, and celebrity interviews. Unlike most cooking programs, where the host stands behind a counter, Rachael sat beside her guests, chatting like an old friend. This warm, approachable style instantly captured viewers' attention, turning the show into a daytime television sensation. Each episode drew over 2 million viewers, and the show ran for an impressive 17 seasons, from 2006 to 2023. It was broadcast in more than 100 countries and earned Rachael 3 prestigious Daytime Emmy Awards. With its cozy kitchen set, inviting color palette, and heartfelt conversations, The Rachael Ray Show became more than a show. It became a cultural phenomenon. Stars like Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, Tom Hanks, and Taylor Swift came not just to promote their work, but to laugh, cook, and share personal moments. Behind the friendly atmosphere, however, lay a media empire generating tens of millions of dollars each year. According to Celebrity Network, the show propelled Rachael Ray to the peak of her career. with her net worth soaring past hundreds of millions of dollars and an annual income of around $25 million. Much of her earnings came from television contracts, endorsements, and book sales. Since 1999, Rachael had published over 28 best-selling cookbooks. Each book carried her signature approach: fast, simple, practical, and full of flavor. Perfect for even the busiest people who wanted to cook at home without stress. Beyond hearty, comforting meals, her books also featured vegetarian and healthy recipes, all written in her signature conversational tone, as if she were talking with a friend in a warm, inviting kitchen. This mix of warmth, energy, and practicality turned her cookbooks into cultural landmarks, transforming cooking from a chore into a joyful part of everyday life. With her production team, Rachael expanded The Rachael Ray Show into a global media brand. Every episode not only entertained millions, but also generated massive revenue through advertising, sponsorships, and international syndication. For nearly 2 decades, the show was more than just television. It was a worldwide conversation, a celebration of food, life, and the drive of a woman who built a vast empire with her own hands. Rachael's influence extended far beyond the screen. She created a full lifestyle brand, defined by her practicality, energy, and sense of color. Her line of cookware, dinnerware, and household products soon became a staple in millions of homes, designed to be efficient, durable, and fun to use. Rachael also reached the hearts of animal lovers with her pet food brand, Nutrish, created to provide nutritious, high-quality meals for dogs and cats. A portion of the brand's profits goes to animal rescue organizations and adoption shelters across the United States. Nutrish became both a commercial success and a symbol of socially responsible business. In 2006, Rachael also founded the UMO Foundation to help children and families learn how to cook healthy meals. Through partnerships with Feeding America, the foundation has donated millions of meals to people in need every year. Through her work, Rachael turned her fame into action, spreading kindness and her love of food to those who needed it most. How was her humble beginning? Did she have an easy life growing up? Let's find out. Rachael Ray's early life. Rachael Domenica Ray was born on August 25, 1968, in Glens Falls, New York, into a family with a rich mix of heritage. Her father, James Claude Ray, carried Welsh, Scottish, and French roots, while her mother, Elsa Providenza Scuderi, was Sicilian Italian, a woman who passed down to Rachael not only a deep love for food, but also an extraordinary inner strength and determination. Rachael was the youngest of 3 children, growing up alongside her older brother Emmanuel, known as Manny, and her sister, Maria Betar. Life wasn't always easy. When her parents divorced, Elsa took on the monumental task of raising her children on her own. Running a restaurant, she balanced the roles of chef, manager, and mother, showing a level of dedication and resilience that would leave a lasting impression on Rachael. Later in life, Rachael would describe her mother as the single greatest inspiration she had ever known. At the age of 8, Rachael and her family moved to Lake George, a quiet, picturesque town surrounded by nature. Here, she spent her childhood learning the rhythms of life in the family's restaurant in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. She did everything, from waiting tables and washing dishes to observing the careful way her mother handled ingredients. Surrounded by the clanging of pots, the aroma of fresh herbs, and the laughter of happy diners, Rachael learned that cooking was about far more than just making food. It was about connecting people, creating joy, and building community. But Rachael's early years weren't without challenges. She suffered from chronic laryngitis, a condition that often left her breathless, coughing, and with a hoarse voice for extended periods. This condition permanently affected her vocal cords, giving her the distinctive rasp that would one day become her trademark on television. She would later reflect, "I think my scratchy voice is the only thing people remember, and I never meant to have it." Growing up fast became a necessity. After her father left, Rachael and her siblings pitched in to help their mother run the restaurant. She learned the values of independence, hard work, and courage early on. Reflecting on those formative years, she once said, "I learned that if you can wash dishes in the middle of a Lake George winter, you can do anything." After graduating from high school, Rachael enrolled at Pace University in New York. But she quickly realized that traditional academics were not her calling. Instead, she sought a path where she could learn from life itself through experience, observation, and hands-on work. Leaving the classroom behind, she dove into the culinary world through modest but crucial jobs. She worked in grocery stores, local restaurants, and small kitchens, absorbing the way people cooked, shared meals, and experienced food. Though the roles were humble, Rachael treasured them deeply. "That was the only school that taught me what truly matters," she said. "Cooking is about love, not showing off." The early years spent in cramped kitchens, drafty homes, and the harsh winters of Lake George shaped Rachael Ray into a woman of practicality, boundless energy, and a deep, human-centered love for food. These experiences became the foundation for the career that would one day make her a household name. After leaving Pace University, Rachael stepped into the world with fearless determination, ready to embrace hard work, face challenges head-on, and build a life defined by passion, resilience, and the joy of bringing people together through food. How about her personal life? How was she able to manage between her career and love life? Let's find out. Stunning love. Life of Rachael Ray. After decades under the spotlight, adored for her television shows and best-selling books, she has preserved one priceless treasure: a private life that is simple, warm, and sincere. Behind the radiant smile and her signature raspy voice is a woman who values love, family, and loyalty above all. Navigating both the dazzling highs and inevitable storms of fame with grace and authenticity. Rachael Ray's life has been shaped by countless pivotal moments, but few were as transformative as the year 2001 when she met John Cusimano. Their first encounter happened at a party hosted by mutual friends. What started as a casual chat stretched on until 4 a.m., as if the universe had pressed pause just for them. That night marked the beginning of a romance neither of them expected. In a humorous twist, Rachael initially assumed John was gay. She even considered introducing him to another Italian man, reasoning that no straight man who cooked with such skill and spoke with such gentleness could exist. But after just a few hours of conversation, her assumptions melted away, and her heart followed. Their love unfolded as naturally and effortlessly as Rachael's cooking. They never felt the need to flaunt their relationship. Instead, they cherished small, intimate rituals. For years, Valentine's Day held a special place in their hearts. "He makes me a playlist every year, and I cook him his favorite pasta carbonara," Rachael once shared. "And I always get him a bouquet of Italian sausages from around the world, because he only loves pork. What can you do?" In 2005, they sealed their love at Castello di Vellona, an 11th-century castle surrounded by the rolling vineyards of Tuscany. For Rachael, marriage has always been more than romance. It's her spiritual anchor, a quiet foundation that grounds her amid the whirlwind of fame. John Cusimano is not just Rachael's husband. He is an entertainment lawyer, a talented musician, and the lead singer and guitarist of the rock band The Cringe. His artistic life includes sharing stages with major acts like Steel Panther, Fuel, and Motley Crue. Offstage, he frequently appeared on Rachel's shows, from Rachael Ray to Tasty Travels, bringing a mix of humor, charm, and musical flair that highlighted their on-screen chemistry. Yet, like any high-profile relationship, theirs faced turbulence. As Rachel's fame soared, tabloids cast a harsh spotlight on their private life, spreading rumors of John's infidelity. The National Enquirer once claimed, in an article since removed, that John had a long-term affair with a Florida woman named Jeanine Walls during his relationship with Rachel. The same story alleged encounters with escorts, visits to the Checkmate Club, and attendance at swinger parties, all without Rachel. Despite the lack of evidence, gossip columns kept fueling speculation. The couple responded firmly with legal warnings and public denials. On her talk show in 2008, Rachel addressed the rumors head-on. "John and I have a happy, weird, and very fulfilling marriage. We've been happy since the day we met 8 years ago." Despite the scandal, John has consistently proven himself a devoted partner. He has appeared on TV programs such as Cake Boss and Entertainment Tonight, produced independent films, and can play 9 musical instruments. For Rachel, he is not only a husband, but a creative ally, writing music for her shows, composing songs as gifts, and co-authoring My Year in Meals, a book chronicling their shared journey through food and love. After more than 20 years together, their marriage endures as a quiet, steadfast partnership between two very different artists. Rachel, the face of popular cuisine, and John, the musician who prefers to stay in the shadows. They are far from perfect, yet they remain side by side, even as the world speculates about life behind their closed doors. Despite a happy marriage, Rachel chose not to have children, a decision that has long fascinated the public. In a 2007 People interview, she explained that her busy schedule made it impossible to be the kind of mother she wanted to be. Love and financial resources were never a concern. Her net worth exceeds $100 million. But what she valued most was time. "My schedule doesn't allow for impatience or distraction. If I couldn't be with my child every day, I'd feel guilty," she said. Motherhood, for Rachel, could not be squeezed between filming schedules, long trips, and countless projects. Yet her reasoning went deeper than practicality. Rachel, always cheerful and open on camera, admitted that the repeated question, "When will you have kids?" often left her weary. "People assume a woman is only complete when she becomes a mother," she said. "I don't see it that way. I believe everyone has their own kind of love and their own way of giving it." Throughout her life, Rachel has honored her boundaries. In past relationships, she often felt constrained when partners demanded too much of her time, preventing her from focusing on her ambitions. "I learned to say no," she admitted. "I don't want to live someone else's life." Instead of raising children, Rachel nurtures love through her husband, her friends, her cherished dogs, and the millions of viewers who welcome her into their homes every day. On one episode of The Rachael Ray Show, she laughed, "I have millions of kids. They live in my kitchen, on TV, and in my heart." For her, motherhood exists in forms beyond biology, born from care, connection, and attention. Some may call her selfish, but Rachel has never regretted her choice. So, what do you think about Rachael Ray's heartbreaking tragedy? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.